Reading Test 8, Section 1, The History of Bicycle. The bicycle was not invented by one individual or in one country. It took nearly 100 years and many individuals for the modern bicycle to be born. By the end of those 100 years, bicycles had revolutionized the way people travel from place to place. Bicycle first appeared in Scotland in the early 1800s and were called velocipedes. These early bicycles had two wheels but they had no pedals. The rider sat on a pillow and walked his feet along the ground to move his velocipede forward. So on a French inventor added pedals to the front wheel instead of walking their bicycles. Riders use their feet to run the pedals. However, pedaling was hard because velocipedes were very heavy. The framework was made of solid steel tubes and the wooden wheels were covered with steel. Even so, velocipedes were popular among rich young men who raced them in Paris parks. Because of the velocipedes were so hard to ride, no one knew about using them for transportation. People didn't ride velocipedes to the market or to their jobs. Instead, people do velocipedes were just toys. Around 1870, American manufacturers saw that velocipedes were very popular overseas. They began building velocipedes too, but with one different. They made the frameworks from hollow steel tubes. This alteration made velocipedes much lighter, but riders still had to work hard to pedal just short distance. In addition, roads were bumpy, so steering was difficult. In fact, most riders preferred indoor tracks where they could rent a velocipede for a small fee and take riding lessons. Subsequent changes by British engineers altered the wheels to make pedaling more efficient. They saw that when a rider turned the pedals once, the front wheel turned once. If the front wheel was small, the bicycle traveled just a small distance with each turn. They reasoned that if bicycle with a giant front wheel, they made the rear wheel small. Its primary purpose was to help the rider balance. Balancing was hard because the rider had to sit high above the giant front wheel in order to reach the pedals. This meant he was in danger of falling off the bicycle, injuring himself if he lost his balance. Despite this inherent danger, high wheelers became very popular in England. American manufacturers once again tried to design a better bicycle. Their goal was to make a safer bicycle. They substituted a small wheel for the giant front wheel and put the driving mechanism in a larger rear wheel. It would be impossible for a rider to pedal the rear wheel, so engineers designed a system of foot levers by pressing first the right one and then the left. The rider move along metal bar up and down. This bar turned the rear axle. This axle turned. People began using bicycles in their daily activities. The British altered The British altered the design one last time. They made the two wheels equal in size and created a mechanism that used a chain to turn the rear wheel. With these final chains, the modern bicycle was born. Subsequent improvements such as breakers, rubber tires, and lights were added to make bicycle more comfortable to ride. By 1900, bicycle riding had become very popular with men and women of all ages. Bicycles revolutionized the way people worldwide ride bicycles for transportation, enjoyment, sport, and exercise. Reading passage 2. Segue into the future. Well, the electric bicycle known as the Segway, alter the ways that individuals get around. Then came Kammer, the inventor of the Segway, believes that this revolutionary bicycle will someday substitute for the bicycle and automobiles that now crowd our cities. When they introduced the Segway in 2001, he believed and would change our lives. Although the Segway used up to the minute technology, it looks very ordinary. The metal framework of the Segway consists of a platform where an individual stands. Attached to the front of the platform is a tall post with handles for the driver to hold. On each side of the platform is a wide rubber wheel. Except for these two wheels, there are no mechanical parts of the Segway. It has no engine, brakes, no pedal power, no gears, and no steering wheel. Instead, it uses a computer system that emulates the ability of humans to keep their balance. This system seems to move to the driver's doors. For example, when the driver thinks go forward, the Segway moves forwards, and when the driver thinks stop, it stops. The Segway is not really responding to drivers, though, but to the tiny change in balance that the driver makes as he prepares his body to move forward or to stop. For example, when the driver thinks about moving forward, he actually leans slightly forward, and when he thinks of stopping or slowing, the driver leans slightly back. The Segway is powered by batteries that allow it to travel about 17 miles on one battery charge. It is designed for short-range, low-speed operation. It has 3 speed settings. The slowest in the setting for learning with speeds of up to 6 miles per hour. Next is the sidewalk setting with speeds of up to 9 miles per hour. The highest setting allows the driver to travel up to 12.5 miles per hour in open flat areas. At all 3 speed settings, the Segway can go wherever a person can walk both indoors and outdoors. Workers who must walk a lot in their jobs might be the primary users of Segways. For example, police officers could drive Segways to patrol city streets, and mail carriers could drive from house to house to deliver letters and packages. Farmers could quickly inspect distant fields and barns, and rangers or park security guards could protect neighborhoods or large buildings. Any task requiring a lot of walking could be made easier. In cities, shoppers could leave their cars at home and ride Segway from store to store. Also, people who cannot comfortably walk due to age, illness, or injury could minimize their walking but still be able to go many places on a Segway. Why is it then that our job sites, parks, and shopping centers have not been subsequently filled with segways since they were introduced in 2001? Why hasn't the expected revolution taken place? Studies have shown that segways can help workers get more done in a shorter time. This saves money. Engineers admire segways as a technological marvel. Business, government agencies, and individuals, however, have been unwilling to accept the Segway. Yes, there have been some success in a few cities. For example, mail carriers drive Segway on their roads and routes and police officers patrol on segways. San Francisco, California, and Florence, Italy are among several cities in the world that offer tours on segways for a small fee. Occasionally, you will see golfers riding segways around the golf courses. Throughout the world, more than 150 security agencies use segways, and China has recently entered the overseas market. These examples are encouraging but can hardly be called a revolution. The primary reason seems to be that people have an inherent fear of doing something new. They fear others will laugh at them for buying a toy. They fear losing control of the bicycle. They fear being injured. They fear not knowing the rules for using a Segway. They fear making people angry if they ride on the sidewalk. All these fears and others have kept sales low. The inventor explained why people have been slow to accept the Segway. He said, we didn't realize that although technology moves very quickly, people's mindset change very slowly. Perhaps 100 years from now, millions of people around the world will be riding Segways.